sandblaster is leaving me stuck. I don't know if you can see this tiny little hole there, but it's blowing all the air out instead of pushing the blasting media through to cause that, that little venturi effect. So I'm going to put what's called rescue tape on there. I really just need this just for the day, just to get through. I could purchase a new one of these soon. I just want to get my project done, so I'm going to try this tape out and give it a shot. Alright, well, I've got both parts to the seat frame done, and I blasted that rear fender as well. And I'll take you outside and show you. I gotta do some cleanup, obviously, but the hood has been blasted as well, and I only saw a couple major things I could work on. There's a big dent right here, and obviously the ones that are running down through the center here. For some reason there was Bondo all up in these corners here. I'm not sure why, but it was there, and obviously I've got to fix that hole. So I'm gonna get cleaning up, and I might actually do a little bit more blasting. I have one more fender sitting inside the truck bed there, so if I can clean up some of this, recycle it real quick, I might actually just blast that fender. This is the last piece I'm gonna do today. It's the driver's side fender. It's got like lacquer paint on it. It's almost impossible to get this paint off. It just peels, but the primer that's underneath it, it's rubberized almost. I don't even know how to explain it. And my blaster keeps blowing pieces off. So it's a challenge in its own too. But this is the last piece I'm going to do, and then I'll clean up. It's the evening of Saturday night. I've got these two in like one coat of epoxy each for now. Just because I need to get inside, get a shower real quick. But I'm out of room. It looks like it's going to rain here in a minute, so I got to bring I had to bring the cab in. It's up against the back of the garage door just as much as possible. But anyway, I'm going to move around the shop a little bit just so I can get in here. But once I put on the epoxy, you can see where the worst of the dents are. There's a few over there, some right here, and obviously on the other side it's crunched right over there on the other side. So not too bad. And in this each of the fenders, there aren't very many dings. I do have a tiny little ding right here, a little bit of pitting, some here, a little bit on top, and yeah, it is what it is. I'll just put some filler in those, but I'll get those back into another coat, and I got to do the underside, and I still want to put this in epoxy as well. That's the plan for tomorrow. By the way, I put a piece of this rescue tape that I found in the plumbing section at the Ace Hardware. I put a piece of that on my blaster, and it worked perfect. I mean, I could get that new piece, but I wrapped a piece of that on there, and I'm going to rock it until it doesn't work no more. We were using this stuff as an emergency pipe kits on board my last cutter, so it works pretty good. And I think I'm going to put a roll of this in the truck when I get done. Alright, right now I'm messing with the seat. I blasted this yesterday for the most part, and I'm about ready to throw some epoxy on it, but I had a cut in the spring here. The wire that ran from here to here was actually missing a section about right there, and if you might remember from previous videos, I had a what looked like an old rag or something that was baling twines wrapped around it. So I just went to the store, got a 1/8 inch rod, cut off a tiny piece, and just welded that right on there. So it might break again in the future, but it's not like I'm 300 pounds. So, and I'm not going to be using this every day for 50 years. So far so good. It's holding up. I'm going to wipe it down and then throw epoxy on it. And I got to work on that one too. Well, I didn't get any more video. I accidentally deleted some, but what I did do is I put some epoxy on those seat frames, and I also put epoxy. This is where that hole was, right about there. Yeah, right where that hole is. I mean, you can't see it no more, but used to be a hole right there. I welded that in a couple days ago, And I put an epoxy on here as well after I put some filler in there. And I'm going to end up putting a monster liner on the inside of this fender anyway. But I did smooth it out. Like, you could barely tell that that entire section here was replaced. Alright, and also inside the cab I put epoxy up in there and a couple other places that's going to be exposed. Talked to a guy on the forum boards who's got me a headliner being made, like a custom made one that I'm going to get sent out here. One thing I noticed about this floor, I put the seat in and I only weigh about 160 pounds and put that seat frame down on here and it gouged it. I didn't even like scoot around or anything. I just, just sat down and that thing had gouged it. So I don't think it's really a big deal, but now I'm wondering, should I go ahead and put like a bed liner coating on top of this or just leave it? I don't know. White obviously gets super dirty. I didn't really intend to do much under here. I'm really thinking about just taking this monster liner kit that I do have and just painting right over the top of all this. So I don't know. We'll see what I want to do. No one in their right mind is actually going to see the seat frame, but I started painting it. I had some spray paint left over from when I did the rear axle. So you know what? All of this is going to be covered anyway. It is in epoxy. I just took that same red and threw it down. I like it. You really can't see it from anything else, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it sit, bake on there. But I got the other fenders all put in epoxy as well. Those are up here just baking. It's like 120 degrees up here. So anyway, that's the last of what I've been doing today. I wish I could get her doing her growl. It's fun. Poor baby. Here is one thin coat of high build inside the cab. I didn't do a perfect job. I actually got to go back and do a little bit more. I have a couple little dry spots that didn't get enough. I did decide to go ahead and I'm going to top coat this floor. I did throw a blanket down on it for now of all the areas that I don't want to get any primer on or any paint, but I've got this in here. I do intend to do some detail work on those little back panels, those little sails, and then I am going to put a headliner up in here. So this is the area that will be exposed, but I'm going to quickly throw another coat on here just to get this finished for the night. Okay, that's it for the night. I'm just done cleaning up the gun right now. So that's a pretty good coat of high build right on the dash. So, okay. Got a little bit of a run here and there, but it's gonna sand right out. Okay, shop's a mess, I'm a mess, and at least the paint gun's cleaned up, so I'm gonna call it for a night. Get inside, get cleaned up, and get ready for work tomorrow. But anyway, stand by. I'm going to get some sanding done on this, and I'll get some other parts worked on throughout the week, and I'll bring you back. All right, you all take care. Thanks.